What's up? And how's it going? Ashley, hello. Thanks for jumping in over on Facebook. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm back on Final Fantasy XIV. I came back last night, was the first night back, and trying to make some progress, trying to catch up. I haven't played the game in like a year, so almost a year anyway, until yesterday. So I'm trying my best to catch up on content that I didn't play. So got a little bit of catching up to, basically quite a bit of catching up to do. Last night we did not make it to the first dungeon actually, but we're gonna try to tonight. Last night there was a lot of preparation before we really got into the stream, so hopefully tonight, with a lot of that preparation already out of the way, we can start moving into the actual game and everything. Spirit Gun, thank you so much for the welcome back. How are you, Spirit Gun? Thanks for jumping in on YouTube, and how have you been? Good to hear from you. Doing good? All is well? It is. It is. I didn't really know how or where to start the stream, so I kind of just went somewhere as random as possible without leaving, and just took to the sky. But yeah, all is well, all is good. Definitely glad to be back. I don't remember hardly any of these. There we go. I've really got to, well, I had it right here the whole time. Really got to get back to being used to so much. And I've really got to buy a new controller this weekend. Hands down, have to. So we're gonna kind of just get back to where we started last night. We were in the middle of playing catch up, so it's just gonna be the golden night, continuing the catch up game and doing a lot of reading and eventually making our way to the dungeon. And hopefully all will, you know, go well. So let's just get to it. Zombie! Hello, how are you, Zombie? Hopefully you had a good day and glad you can make it back again tonight. Also, Zombie, I don't know if I actually said anything about it last night, but thanks for also taking care of the free company and, you know, staying logged in and everything like that. I know that I took a long break and all that stuff, and thank you so much for taking care of the free company and making sure that we never lost the house and, you know, all the good stuff. I hate that it took such a long break. It never meant to be that long, but there's just so many games I wanted to play, and I really wanted content to build up in this. That way when I did come back, I could do what I'm doing now. Like when I first started playing this game, this was how I first started to play the game. I came to the game right before Stormblood came out. And my initial goal was to play through as much of the game as possible until Stormblood came out and then do that. But everybody told me that the story was so good I had to play through all of it. And like I couldn't miss a moment of the story of this game and skip to Stormblood. So I decided I was going to play through Stormblood, then catch up. But then I started to realize all these spoilers were happening. So I played through the whole game, put Stormblood on hold, started playing through the whole game, and really got connected to this game and the story within it. And, you know, we played Stormblood and ran so much, like, you know, extreme content, and, you know, every bit of the raids and everything. I didn't do any of the relic stuff, but everything else. And it was so nice, you know, just going through from the very beginning of the game, working through all the expansions, playing that. And then when Shadowbringers came out, I was super stoked and I really enjoyed it, but like the content only lasted so long before I got to the point where I was waiting for each patch to come out just so I had something else to do. And the grind felt like more of a grind than usual, and it didn't seem as fun as it used to. So, when you're on next, okay, if that's what you want to do, zombie, that'd be cool. But yeah, it's just, it feels good to be back, though. It feels good to be back, needless to say, and to be able to play the game the way I started playing the game. And it feels like I've started all over again, too, in some ways. Trying to get used to controls and stuff like that. Still haven't been in a battle yet. A real battle, anyway. Grahatia seems eager to bear the note away. I should mention that I have yet to meet Sid since waking up. Rembros did send word to the Ironworks, but it appears our friend has been afield on urgent business. Nevertheless, I assure you, my proposal to seek his help is no pretext. However much I might look forward to seeing him again, him and everyone, but come, let us be on our way. Look at him, all but running. How sweet. Sorry. Still, it wouldn't do to keep him waiting, shall we? I don't know where we're going. Let's look. Let's see. Is it to the south? Oh, the Rising Stones. It makes more sense. This will be faster. So how was your day, zombie? And Spirit Gun and Ashley, if you're still over on Facebook, hopefully you've all had a really good day, a really good Wednesday. Wednesday, some call it. I actually don't know anybody that calls Wednesday Wednesday, if it's not a joke, but maybe there is some out there who do call it Wednesday. I occasionally call it Wednesday when I'm trying to break the ice. Or when I'm in a conversation. That's a horrible habit of mine. Like, being in a conversation, not really know what to say, or a random stranger approach me and just stand there, and then, like, just to break the silence and have small talk, I'll say something stupid like that. So, how was your Wednesday? I'm telling you, it's a horrible habit. Had a day off, so you did nothing. Kind of the opposite of yours. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I did a lot. I had to go to work today. At my new job, I'm very active. So, like, I work in a distribution center for a chain of grocery stores called Kroger. That's my new job. And what I do is I wear a headset and it tells me where to go. Things to pick, as far as like it's kind of like being an Amazon picker, but a much more large scale version of that. Instead of picking things and putting them in a tote, or picking one thing and sitting it on a conveyor belt, I fill up pallets full of like cases of coffee, or most non-perishable things like coffee, canned food, chips, also cosmetic things like I don't really know if you call it cosmetics, like toothpaste, mouthwash, cooking oils, cat food, dog food, stuff like that. Troy, how have you been, Troy? Thanks for jumping in over on YouTube. Hopefully you've been pretty good, Troy. Glad to hear from you. But yeah, I'm very tired. I work like 10-hour shifts, sometimes 11. Thankfully, today was a 10. It's very, very, very much needed. I had like 2 days off, and I was up a little later than what I was trying to be last night. Wonderful news. Don Barry Tazaru contacted Sid on our behalf, and he is on his way here, even as we speak. While we wait, I should like very much to hear what transpired at the Alliance Council. Would you be so kind, Kryl? Minato! What's up, Minato? How are you? How was the day, Minato? As you know, the meeting was convened to discuss how best to respond to recent events in Garlemald. According to intelligence from our Doman allies, the War of Succession rages on and the Empire remains without a leader. Amidst the chaos, the Imperial Legion in its provinces has begun to move independently of the motherland. Of greatest concern to us is the... Is that third? Or is it Illard? I'm guessing it's third. A legion aligned with Lord Nerva. It appears they have received substantial financial backing from the House Brutus. Brutus. Aren't they the ones who took in Yotsuyu and Asahi? This bodes well. Xenos' movements, meanwhile, remain shrouded in mystery. We're hoping that Thancred and Oriange will be able to shed some light on his activities when they return. Until such time as they do, the Allied leaders feel it would be unwise to interfere in the conflict, and so, thanks in part to the Imperial withdrawal from Gimlet, they've decided to turn their attention to the primal problem once more. Working with friendly factions among the beast tribes, they hope to reopen dialogue and explore new avenues for peace. Given the timing, I suspect that they wish to put their respective houses in order ahead of a decisive clash with the Empire. Whatever their intent, this is not a problem easily solved. The Lemenzins, in particular, struggle in their efforts, and Alfino and Y'shtola have been called upon to aid them. So long as we are dealing with the tempered, I'm afraid no amount of dialogue will avail us. But if we can develop a treatment for tempering, then anything is possible, which is why we must succeed. On that cheery note, why not make yourselves comfortable in Dawn's respite? I'll show Sid in as soon as he arrives. You're McGill over on Twitch? Well, that's cool. At least you've been active, and still glad to hear from you and see you over on YouTube. I appreciate you jumping in on either one you wanted to watch on. I am on both. And I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I'm a little tired, but I'm doing good. The intelligence, you must pay $40 to save the world. Maybe we'll get voice acting. Get to take a little break. Warning, His Highness is exhibiting elevated blood pressure. What? Nervous cause of sit, probably. Maybe? No! I was so hoping it was voice acted. Sid! Forgive us for not coming to see you sooner, my friend. As you may have heard, we've had our hands full. In our defense, you are up rather early. I was under the impression you'd be slumbering a while longer. Oh, I would have been, had you not fulfilled your promise. I still struggle with that idea. From where I stand, the secrets of the traversing time and space seem exactly as unfathomable as they ever did. But in an alternate universe, or alternate version of myself has already laid them bare. I dare say that frees me up to concentrate on other endeavors. Speaking of which, you wanted my help with something. What is it? I promise they're voice acting in mostly super serious parts. Yeah, no. I just always love it. It gives me a break. You know what I mean? Well, a treatment for tempering, and for the next step, you need to find the password to this Allegan's report. Just so, with nary a clue to guide us, we could be here forever and still not guess correctly, and thus we turn to you. Well, I'd love to say that we could help you, so I will. Once suitably configured a Magitech terminal should be, or make short work of identifying the password. I knew I could rely on you. Now, anticipating that it might be of use, I took the liberty of borrowing some tombstone from Rembrose. It contains an Allegan dictionary. Sid's a hacker. Minato decided to jump in over on Twitch. Good thinking. I'll transfer the information to a terminal and set it to work right away. You're on both. Ah, looks like it's finished. Let's see. Freedom. The password is freedom. Short and simple, just as I said. Would you care to do the honors, Your Highness? I would, milady. Node, open the report entitled Iconic Corruption, an overview. Password, freedom. Password accepted. Opening report. Kind of murk. This report seeks to provide an overview of the mechanism by which icons corrupt and bond men to their will. The phenomenon we call corruption refers to the alteration of the ether of the soul. Said ether originally exists in equilibrium, no one element being more prominent than another. But when a subject is exposed to the ether of an icon, this changes their soul, taking on the properties of the entity in question. By way of an example, exposure to the ether of the fiend, Sephiroth, would cause a subject's ether to become aligned with the element of earth. As a consequence, the subject would attain heightened affinity with earth-aspected magics, as well as supernatural levels of endurance. Repeated exposure would further enhance these traits, ultimately altering the subject's very flesh. The changes undergone by the subjects are not solely attributable to elemental alignment. However, further testing has determined that the subject's soul becomes unbrawly charged or stagnant during the process. This stagnation of the soul has the effect of diluting the sense of self, rendering the subject vulnerable to the will of an icon, the thoughts of whom come to consume their entire existence. In this manner, did the corruption come worshippers of the icon, their prayers serving to further empower the entity. Having discerned the mechanism of icon corruption, my colleagues and I set out to develop a material capable of shielding one from its effects, an endeavor in which we were successful, albeit at a great cost. In the course of testing, many of my assistants, good men and women, all fell victim to corruption, and in accordance with protocol, they were summarily put to death. I subsequently submitted a proposal to investigate potential cures for corruption, but it was rejected, deemed non-essential by Lord Amon. Though I knew it would be fruitless, I protested the decision, and for my impertinence, I have been stripped of my rank and title and will shortly be expelled from this facility. In all likelihood, this report will be expunged from the archives. Nonetheless, I recorded in the hope that one day someone will undertake to do which I could not, and find a cure for the victims of iconic corruption in recording. Was it a cool thought? That's Limsa for you, man. So not even the elegants were able to find a cure, or rather not even given the chance to do so. One cannot help but wonder what motivated Lord Amon's decision. More importantly, this confirms that the stagnation of the soul is indeed the problem, and Angelo can remedy that. True, yet were we simply to reanimate a tempered soul, I fear it would do naught to diminish the individual's fanatical faith. Indeed, it may well intensify it. Now, we would somehow need to suppress the Prommel's hold over the subject at the same time, or risk them ever remaining in its thrall. If we could only make them remember who they were. So there's no point in reviving their soul unless we can also restore their sense of self. But of course, memory transference. The process has the effect of compartmentalizing memories, separating them into manageable bundles, if you will. By adapting the technique, it may be possible to achieve selective reanimation, that is, limit the effects only to those memories that existed prior to attempting or tempering. Though thus, sorry about that. Though thus restoring the sense of self, we could theoretically draw out the incitement of false faith, which had to come to dominate the individual's thoughts. I see. The theory seems sound, and our experience treating the lot corrupted would help us to identify suitable memories for reanimation. But are you confident that you can adapt memory transference required? I seem to recall your attempts to do so while trying to bring us home accumulated in literal bloodletting. They did, you alright? Oh, they did, you alright. Despite my best efforts, I could not recreate the mechanism, and I concede that the rather clumsy compromise I reached would not provide the basis for a cure. Then perhaps it's better that we consider another approach. Your doubts are understandable, but this time I believe we have reason to be confident. You see, nodes such as this were built with the ability to simulate magics, which leads me to believe that if it may be capable of performing simulations of the transference technique, if so, we would be able to conduct years worth of tests within the space of a few days. In theory, it would be no different from how we identified the password. But it'll take more calculating power, a lot more. I honestly couldn't say whether our equipment would be up for the task. But sorry, almost read that twice. Tell me, Sid, why do you suppose Owen locked his report behind a password? To keep it from prying eyes, of course. Why else? Wait, a password that could be guessed by anyone with the leisure. And a dictionary wouldn't keep it from a person minded to look. No, he wanted his report to be seen by those who strive for freedom. Not unlike the members of a certain distinguished engineering collective. I believe their motto was freedom through technology or some such. You two round up as many Magitek terminals as you can find and bring them to the workshop. Right away, Chief. Things are about to get very busy. Lucky we have you to help, eh? Oof, I am way more tired than what I thought I was. It's really coming down on me now. Oh, man. Ah. Oh, Jesus. Oh, get a little stretch in. Much more tired than what I thought. Okay. Like the Sid. Right. While Gralhat and I configure the terminals, I want the rest of you to procure supplies, namely ceruleum, to fuel the terminals and ice shards to keep them cool. The more we have, of both, the better. Leave the ice shards to me. I'll round up some of the adventurers and go on a gathering spree. Leave the ice shards to me. I'll round up some adventurers and go on a gathering spree. Sorry, I read that twice. It did not go away. There we go. In that case, I trust you, Tom Berry, and Ollie say, with the ceruleum. Here's promissory note for each of you. Take them to the Scottsdale manufactory in Eastgard and the cerulean proceeding plant in Thanalon. The people there will give you what you need to know. Yours is a well-known face in the Holy See, I believe. If that's the same to you, I'll head to Thanalon. Yours is a... sorry, it's not going away. Let's see. Scottsdale place is in... Is it Foundation? I think it's Foundation. Whew. I'm really hoping, Handsome, how's it going? Thanks for jumping over on Twitch. How have you been? I wish they had something to kind of boost this up. The story is nice that they're digging into it, but oof, it is making me sleepy. Enjoying the main scenario so far. It's good. Again, it's making me very sleepy right now. Oh, I've already been pretty tired and... Jeepers. The story, nothing... They're explaining things and the explanations are cool, but it's just a bunch of explanations and not a lot's going on. It's just making me so tired. Chilling? Very cool. Welcome back, Master Tomberry. How may I serve you on this day? So you're after Ceruleum in that case. Please present this note to our engineer at the airship landing. He shall be glad to assist you. Get sure he give me that note back. Wrong way. Here we go. Good alert? It's all good. I am falling asleep right now. Like, I don't know what happened. Again, all this reading, a lot of reading. It's making me very tired right now. Not a lot of everything else is going on, just a lot of reading. It said to go to this area, and I don't see this guy anywhere. Sleepy? Oh yeah, I really am. So, Minato, where is this guy? Do you know? Like I said, I just walked out here. It was telling me that I could go this way to walk out here. And this was potentially the end or something. So it's that way. It's got to be here, huh? Airship landing. I don't know. I'm guessing it is. $14.10. Very close. So yeah, it's got to be there. What? But thank you, Minato, for the linking it. That is a wall. It's back to where we came from. Can't jump down there. I'm so tired. My show wasn't so tired. Fight to sleep. We're getting closer. What are you looking for? The airship landing. Also my patience. It's Minato. The walking speed increased. Thank you so much, Minato. Sorry, that's not me, my controller. Again, I need a new one, so till this Saturday, my controller will be doing some wonky stuff. Thank you so much, Minato. Ceruleum, you've come to the right man. Fair warning, though, the process shot up on account of the uncertainty with the Empire, so I hope you've got the coin. You could use a hand, yeah. Again, I'm very much so tired. I was really hoping we'd have a little bit more voice acting. Give myself a break tonight. Well, now, a promissory note. From the Ironworks. Don't see many of these. Not that it's a problem. It's as good as gold to me. That's a lot of words without any sound. Hey, look who it is.
My friend! After the disappointment of not seeing you in Alamigo, what good fortune to chance upon you here of all places.
So amazing. Voice acting, thank goodness. So sad, not in the same data center. How am I liking being back? I like being back. I wish I wasn't so tired right now. It's a big man. Voice acting, yeah. But actually, yeah, I love Final Fantasy XIV. I like being back in the way that I am now, too, to be honest with you, because, like I was saying earlier, this is how I first started playing the game, catching up to the game. I started at the very end of the Heaven's Ward DLC before Stormblood, so, like, it was always catching up to me. I always had content to play in the game, and I took about a year's break to let content build up so I could do that. And it has been pretty nice. I wish I wasn't so tired right now, though. That's the only unfortunate part. I love being back today. I loved it last night, but being tired right now from having to go back to work today has just been... It's fighting against me, needless to say, but it's nice. Yes, Minato it is.
As you may have heard, the Allied nations are making a renewed effort to address the primal problem.
You got back into it February and started all over? Been loving it? I bet. I don't know if I could start all over. I mean, I could, but I wouldn't stream it again. But the game does have a really good story. Like, it is so good. There's moments like tonight when I'm very tired where things seem just very political, or they have to create an arc to something to make something big happen, make more sense. And it's kind of hard to get through some of that stuff, especially if you've already kind of like got the gist of it. But then they go through a further explanation, which is cool. But also, like, if you're like super tired, it's just like when anything's like explained to you ever when you're tired. You're just like, that's a good idea. No. Oh, you're still talking. Kind of like that.
To that end, have I invited the chieftain of the Vanu to Ishgard, that we might together plot a course.
Gosh, I haven't seen the Vanu in like so long. No words.
Since the war with the Empire appears to be nearing its conclusion, I would also like to call upon Estinian's lance. Alas, he is, as ever, a difficult man to find.
Many a time you've noticed yourself running into a wall in this game. It happens, Handsome. Like, I love this game a lot, but see, that was a big thing for me. Like, I never ran into those walls until Stormblood, a tad bit, and then Shadowbringers. Shadowbringers wasn't bad. Mostly the bad part was, like, the pandemic. It slowed down content immensely. And that's one of the reasons why I took such, I mean, basically a year break. It took such a long time because I was just letting it all build up so I could do what I'm doing now, and the way I always love to play the game, just come in and just have almost endless content that I could just spam. Like, so much story to keep going, trials I've never done before, dungeons I've never done before, raids I've never done before. If it wasn't for the teleports, you'd be lost. 2/3 of the way through the Shadowbringers content, though. That's really good, actually. Hopefully you're enjoying it.
I am informed he recently paid a visit to the Rising Stones. Should he happen to do so again, be sure to pass on my regards, won't you? But tell me, what business brings you to our fair city this day? A cure for tempering. You never cease to amaze me. Until now, our only hope has been prevention, our every failure irrevocable. But this would rewrite the rules of engagement. It could end the cycle of bloodshed.
You mean literally you played a Salty Todd and run into a wall and will die? I've done similar things. Or fall asleep during a fight and then constantly die. Minato would be the healer, just sitting there, just constantly casting me back alive so we don't get kicked out. I've been there. A lot. Especially like with my old controller. If you press L2 on it, it's why I'm using this one I'm using now. Which, it has like a bad USB port. I don't know if you can see it. How it blinks yellow, goes blank, or goes back to blue. If it's blue, it's good. If it's blinking yellow, it means it's charging. But if it's blank, it means it's just disconnected. So I have to hold it a certain way. Like I need a new controller and bond one this weekend. But, which sucks because this was the controller I'd bought the last time. When the controller that when you press L2 and hold it, your character just runs. For some reason. They share the same thing in the actual motherboard. There's a switch in there. Or a circuit rather, that the left back trigger or L2 or R3 or the right thumb joystick, they share the same circuit board. And if there's a small little disconnection, malfunction, or anything within that part of the motherboard, anytime you press L2, it'll make your character run. And it used to get me killed so many times. I play on PlayStation, Ashley. Thankfully, it's one of the cool things about Final Fantasy, though. You can play with everybody on both. It's cross-platform. It's the greatest thing about the game, probably. Risky button has saved tumbles many a time. It's also got me killed a few times, to be fair, but yes, it has. No, they really don't. You also play on PlayStation? That's really cool, Ashley. Should add me on PlayStation sometime. Let's see. I think my actual thing's IRN44. IRN. Sorry, let me start over. IRONIRA44 is my actual PlayStation gamer tag. But yeah, IRN44. IRN IRA44. Yeah, that's cool. If you want to do that, Minato, that'd be really nice.
Very well. You shall have all the ceruleum we can provide, and an airship with which to transport it. In this matter, you may count on Ishgard's full support.
It's a lot of barrels. Made the move back to PC in April last year. These load times, don't know if you can go back to PlayStation. You don't own a PlayStation 5? Same. I want one so bad. Thankfully, with my new job, it is in a more foreseeable future, thankfully. But, not anytime too soon, unfortunately, as well. But, hopefully soon I can get one. It is my goal. I think it's kind of funny, though. Honestly, how a lot of those PS5 exclusives are becoming PS4 games because sales were so bad. Because pretty much nobody owns a PS5. Only scalpers, people that bought them in bulk and are trying to sell them for like $750 to $1,000. Can't bring yourself to buy one off eBay. Oh yeah, me either. I literally will not play anything, like, I'm not paying anything other than retail price. I was the same way with my Switch. During the pandemic, the Switch blew up out of nowhere. And, like, they went from being, like, a $300 console to just, like, People were paying like $1,000 for them and shit like that just so they could play Animal Crossing.
Oh, who would have thought ceruleum weighed so much?
And yeah, I ended up finding mine in a GameStop bundle. It came with a Pro Controller, digital Minecraft, Breath of the Wild, and a copy of Animal Crossing. And yeah, Pro Controller, Legend, Breath of the Wild, Animal Crossing, digital Minecraft. I feel like it came with something else, and I can't remember what else. Either way, like I got mine in a bundle and ended up paying like $500 for the bundle altogether, and it was actually, you know, it came out from being a pretty good deal. And I bought it from GameStop from retail price, not scalper price. And I refuse to do the same thing with PS5. It's like getting a shiny Pokemon. It kind of is, especially for retail price. I know someone who bought a PS5 for about 1,000. Yeah, I do too. I actually don't know anybody personally that has, but I do know people locally that I went to high school with and kind of know personally, and some of them I do know personally back then, but not now. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people paying like $750. Yeah, it's still too much for me. We're still in the middle of voice acting. I'm gonna go grab a drink, take a very, very, very quick restroom break. This is the time to grab a snack. This is the time to also take a restroom break or grab a drink. I'll make this very quick, and I will be right back. was a friend of yours. I just can't bring myself to do it. Like, when I know, like, Sony had reached out to me about, gosh, just about 2 weeks ago now, I think, to buy one from them before they had to hit the market. And I wish I had the money at the time. I really did not. And I could have got one for $500. And that's what kills me, is knowing the actual sell price, the listing price, the store price, which barely anybody has them in store, is $500, and people are trying to flip it for more because they have some bot out there set on their PC to buy it before like anybody else can on other platforms like Amazon or Best Buy or Walmart or GameStop. And it's just, I don't know, it's insane. I can't bring myself to buy that. Pay that much. It's just so much. $1,000. I mean, that's like buying a PS5 and almost a year's worth of games at the exact same time. To people who don't love video games, maybe not. But to me, $500 on video games, it's probably less than what I actually pay in video games each year already.
Serves me right for being stubborn, I suppose. I should have just done what you did and accepted help.
Good work, you two. This is all we asked for and more. Quite a lot more now that I look at it.
Did Sid's voice actor change? It sounds like Ariane changed. It sounds like Sid's changed. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it's just been so long since I've heard their voices. Must have a lot of money. So a lot of these people do. It's what they do for a living. I don't know if you know what Coco Melon is. This is like small scale operation versus, you know, people doing what they're doing with the PlayStation 5. They did it with the Switch during the pandemic. It kinda happened with the Xbox. Not really as much. But, I mean, it's Xbox. But, anyway, if you don't know what Coco Melon is, it's just this basically YouTube channel. It may have branched out further. But they just sing nursery rhymes and have animations for little kids, and like mostly babies, little kids, and toddlers. Well, there was this JJ doll, which is like the biggest face of the show, really. He's the baby on the whole show. It's the thing most like babies and toddlers kind of like grabs their attention. Well, the doll came out for it like last Christmas. I think it was last Christmas. I can't remember. Something very similar or close to that. And this doll, people were cleaning them off the shelves. And I mean legit going to every like in-person store and everything, just cleaning them off the shelves because they knew parents were after these toys or dolls, doll toy. I don't know which one you really want to call it. It's a semi-stuffed doll is what we'll call it. And, oh gosh, it was insane. People were buying them for like less than $20 and selling them for 50 plus. It was just ridiculous. We wanted to get one for Cecily, and we didn't at the time, and we ended up buying one eventually. And when we got it for like $17 at Target. It was just, I don't know. If your mindset is to buy something nobody else can get their whole hands on, but you can, you want to like triple or quadruple the price, you're a real piece of shit. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. Like, that's real piece of shit territory. Don't think it's a new voice actor? You think it's just because the voice from home, not having like the actors told what to do? I guess so. Could be. They just sound so different. Ariane did, Sid does as well.
Lord Emmerich, eh? And entirely by chance. Ha! Some people have all the luck.
We have also succeeded in configuring the terminals, thanks in no small part to our able assistant.
It's been a while, hero.
Yeah, it has been.
You seem surprised to see me. Lest you misunderstand, I've no interest in such things as cures for tempering.
Have you lost some weight?
But if you mean to achieve that which eluded even the storied Allagans, it seemed plain that you would require my expertise. And so it proved. Is that not right, Garland?
For all the effort it took to track you down after your latest disappearing act, you could find the cure for death, and it wouldn't be worth the trouble.
That wasn't the only reason I agreed to cooperate. I'm reliably informed that Garland and I are destined to unravel the secrets of travel, not only across dimensions, but through time. Doubtless the lion's share of the credit lies with me. 9 parts to Garland's 1. And this research will be a stepping stone to that illustrious achievement.
Very well then. I'll do 1/10 of the work. Just the part that's beyond you.
Whatever you say, Garland.
He did deny it, which means it's probably true. You helped with Omega during Stormblood. Calm down.
By the way, the healing applications of crystal foci proved very useful in getting us to where we are now. I must remember to thank Mikoto. Right. If everyone's ready, let's begin.
Right. If everyone's ready, let's begin. I could be Sid's new voice. Hit me up, Square Enix. Let's begin. Put some more raspberry in there. A little deeper.
All appears to be in order. Now, we just have to wait for it to find us our magic.
Magic?
Why not take this opportunity to put your feet up? This may take a while.
Gosh, I hate when they say that. Every time they say that in this game, that means, go do another quest that people are gonna talk to you about, and if you're sleepy, you'll fall asleep. Oh, maybe not. Maybe they'll actually pass Tom during the cutscene. They're falling asleep, though. He did, too. Okay, so don't feel bad. She's even falling asleep.
Damn it. It's overloading.
Not again. Problems.
Chief! She won't last much longer!
Oh, Wedge. Chief! She won't last much longer! Damn it. There we go.
We'll have to shut it down.
Will we, though?
Wait! We're close. So very close.
What is it, Graha?
Oh.
Well, this is going swimmingly.
Swimmingly. Gosh, Nero sounds like a, what is his name? I can't remember his name right now. The actor who does the voice for Loki. I know it's not the same, but he sounds so similar. Tried to run Cyberpunk 2077 on, how did that go? In auto. I wanted to play that game so bad. I still can't bring myself to it. I keep hearing bad things. I've heard good things about things getting fixed, but I've heard so much PTSD and so much bad shit, and just, it looked like a game I wanted to play. And I also heard that, like, Keanu Reeves' character is just an undertone to the game too. Like, he's not even, like, always around or that big of a deal. Oh, joke about the overload. Sorry. I'm tired. I didn't get it.
Please, a moment longer. I beg you.
That must be every fan. A moment, I beg you. Every fan before the PC's just like shutting down. No, please! A moment longer, I beg you.
I was able to memorize the magic before it faded. It still needs to be put to the proof, but I believe we have our cure.
Damn! I couldn't imagine anything that quick. Or, memorize, sorry. Probably couldn't imagine it either, obviously. Or maybe I could. I don't know. I'm tired. I can do a lot of things. And there's some things I can't do. It's a magical world we live in. It's a whole new world we live in. It's a whole new place to see. It's something. But you still gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. Or does he say, and be the best that you can be? Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Pokemon Johto. Oh, you ever just wanted to butcher a song by not remembering any lyrics, but you sang it anyway? And be the best that you can be. Okay, that's what it was. And now he has to be people are like for this all.
It's just as well. She'll never run again.
Meh. We don't need it again. He memorized it, right?
The fault is mine. I'm sorry.
The female Lola thumbs up. It's hilarious. There's a lot of things in this game that's hilarious. Just some things that get ignored is hilarious. Like Costa del Sol, the whole place getting ignored and just like, but yeah, that's okay. If this was like, I'm just saying, I'm surprised there's not offended people about Costa del Sol, but there isn't. So let's ride with it. A lot of expressions. I do love Lalafell though. They're just, it's mostly just, or a bunch of dances, you know.
Don't be. It may fall short of dimension hopping, but a cure for tempering is not to be sniffed at.
Yeah, don't smell it. It's
This,
not good for you.
my friend, is a world-changing discovery. One we're proud to have had a hand in. A few Magitech terminals are a pittance to pay.
He scoffs before he says it, but, you know. That's like 5 million gil more than many houses in the game, but it is not something I'm gonna scoff over. I did not just throw up. You did. Most likely evil in the planet, or they're gonna die. They're either evil or gonna die.
Thank you.
Well, we've done what we can. The rest is up to you.
Get rest. Thank you. I needed that. See, you can really tell my character is not evil because I didn't give him a mustache. I gave him a little whatever that is. I'm not sure what that means, Ashley, but I'm still glad you're here. So, out of curiosity, Minato, how close are we to that dungeon? I'm raring for some action. Do I even have a minion out right now? Can you have a minion in here? Probably can't. All I say has only one. All I say has only one thing on her mind. Looks like 4: a honey croissant, a lemon waffle, stuffed Highland cabbage. She's got 3 things on her mind, and they all sound just like all over the place. At long last, we have our cure. Is it honey waffles? Or lemon waffles? Or is it stuffed cabbage? What was the other thing? In theory, at any rate, we cannot be certain until such time as we put into the proof, but I'm quietly confident. Well, if we're to test it on someone, then I suggest Gabu. His symptoms are relatively mild. It'll be fine, I'm sure, as long as you exercise due caution. You know, that's all I'm saying. You want to try it on the first person you think of, you know, whatever. Yes, as long as we exercise due caution, it will be fun. Without further ado, then, let's make for Limsa. We've kept Gabu waiting long enough. Tia's a baby. The quest after this one should probably sneak out. Didn't know you were doing AD content? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry for any spoilers you might have got. Yeah. We are, like, I'm very caught up with the, gosh, I can't say that. I was going to say, I'm very caught up with the game. Like, I'm so caught up, Roush. No, I'm not that caught up, honestly. I haven't played the game for, like, a year. But I am doing in-game Shadowbringer content, or post-game Shadowbringer content, or post-expansion. I guess I could go on all day with that one. But this is spoiler territory if you're not level 80 plus. But thank you so much. Sorry if you got any spoilers. I'm sorry for that. But I do appreciate you coming in, supporting, sticking around and everything. And, you know, who knows? I know you're on a different data center, but they have this whole thing now where you can, like, visit other data centers and stuff like that. I think it's out. If it's not out, it's coming out. But maybe one day we can play some content together, though, actually. Even if not, thank you so much for watching the content over on Facebook and supporting. You know, just literally jumping in and watching. It definitely helps me out, and I really appreciate that. But have fun to you as well for whatever you have going on. And good luck with whatever you have going on as well. You know, it's an MMORPG. Sometimes it's literally a roll of the dice with the parties you can get on content you're trying to do. So have fun and good luck, and no doubt. Limsa, cover your eyes. Well, you know, it's really never that bad in Ultros, if I'm being quite honest. Especially not on, like, PlayStation. It's usually just a bunch of people standing around or dancing or just asking for money for random reasons. Or just standing. That's mostly people standing. Pandering. Oh shit, is like the Moogle stuff going on? What's going on, Moogle? What you got going on? Maybe I can actually obtain something. I always think it's funny when people try to, like, bard out. Let's try it ourselves. I haven't done it in a while. It's been so long since I've tried to bard out. How do you do it again? Where is your bard list of stuff? Actions and traits. That's the one, I think. Harp, piano, lute. Gosh, they've added so much. Pan pops? What even is a pan pop? Bongo, bass drum, cymbal, trombone, tuba? You got the saxophone on here now? You got the cello? There is a saxophone! Oh shit, I used to play saxophone in high school, believe me. Oh, let's get it. Let's get it. Random battle music from one of the Final Fantasy games. Let's try to get some soul music going on now. That's what it sounds like in Atlanta at 2 a.m. Except nobody's throwing me pennies or dollars. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I sound like a little kid who just got their first little keyboard. Let's get out of here. Let's go back to what we were doing. We had an option here and I don't know where to go. Beautiful. Thank you, Minato. I call this next piece Acapello Crow. It's crazy how many instruments are actually introduced on here now, though. Upper decks. Damn it, I don't remember what the hell the upper decks was. No, the off castle is. The Rising event is on. I would jump into it, but I feel like I'm a little, like, I haven't played the game in a bit, and plus, I don't. Is it like a historical Rosy? I feel like the last one wasn't that great. That's just me. I don't know. Is there like something memorable that makes it worth it? Like to me, the last one wasn't that great. The one before that was amazing. I remember the one before that, they had this like big monumental moment where you kind of like replayed the end of the actual Final Fantasy XIV before A Realm Reborn, which is amazing how they recreated that whole event within the game. But it's like the Yoshi-P basically. It's kind of like all of them. You know, he's like, hey, thank you for playing my game. You're valuable to me. And like, you keep doing you and I'll keep doing me. And it was like, you like the content I put out, I'll keep making it. In a different sense. And standard way of form of saying it. But, you know. You'll Yoshi-P character. Alright, let's see, let's check on yonder person. Well, this is the moment of truth. I'll have our host bring Gabu to us at once. You see the moon, too. As I do every night. It's very precious. The most noteworthy thing is seeing the moon. Wait, do you talk to him on the moon?
Apologies for the wait.
Gabu, have you been good?
Could have gave him some voice. That was me.
Still no change, I'm afraid. He just stands there in silence until we move him.
It's all right now. We're going to help you get better.
Maybe.
Fancy meeting you here.
It is pretty fancy, huh?
Alphino, Yushtola! I thought you were attending to primal matters.
It just appears.
We were, and came here for a meeting on the subject. Certain pirate factions did not deign to attend, however, and it was cancelled.
Yeah, you know, pirates. Probably out there stealing booty and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? It's been like this since the end of Evan's Ward. Poor little guy. Yeah. If only somebody had given some money, then he wouldn't be so poor.
We had resigned ourselves to having wasted a journey when we chanced to espy you. Could it be that there has been progress with the treatment?
We didn't even start yet. The treatment's about to start, though. Hey, some would say perfect timing. Or maybe your timing was a little too early.
Using Magitech terminals to formulate the solution. I would never have contemplated such an approach.
So this new magic, adapted from memory transference, would be used to purge the subject of their fanatical faith, while Angelo would be responsible for reanimating the ether of their soul.
It's funny how she said that and it just simplified like so many different random quests and small talk and random things that were explained that I guess kind of felt oversimplified and over unsimplified at the exact same time. And she just hits it out in one paragraph and you're like, yep, that's everything I've done in this patch so far. Welcome back, Zombie. Hopefully the parents are doing well. Plants and shoes back? It's okay. I'll deal... Really, the coat's really all I care about. The glam with the pants and the shoes, they're okay. The coat's the one thing I really care about the most. Minato.
Yet I wonder at the practicalities. If one were to reanimate the soul first, it would only serve to exacerbate the tempering. Conversely, a stagnant soul would not respond to the effects of the magic.
There are people around. Don't you dare exacerbate in front of us all. Woo! Rude.
Would both need to be performed simultaneously?
Ah, nothing escapes Master Matoya's inquiring eye. As you say, both must be carried out simultaneously. And thus, I propose to imbue Angelo with the tempering treatment in much the same manner as I did the spirit vessels.
You better not be an exacerbating right now. Jesus!
By doing so, we also spare Graha the trouble of casting spell after spell. It's really rather efficient.
Doing great? That's good. Freaking... That's really cool. I mean, it's really cool though. New TV. Hey, it's a big TV as well. Actually, like the screen I usually play on is only like I think it's 55, 65. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Very nice. It's really cool though that you were saving up for one as well and they helped you out. That's really awesome.
Be that as it may, certain difficulties are unavoidable. The imbuing process will still require no small amount of ether. And, as I can no longer draw upon the Crystal Tower's stores of energy, I will be compelled to rely on those of others.
Well, I, for one, would be glad to assist.
As would I. Since the resumption of our duties, it has been naught but stuffy meetings, and I have ample ether to spare.
Excellent. With your permission, then, let us begin.
No, zombie. Not there yet, unfortunately. I was really hoping to really get to one tonight. I got about maybe 30 minutes to an hour-ish longer I can stream tonight, and hopefully we can get to one. Is bro about to fucking spirit bomb or some shit?
Yes, this will do.
Wow, he really drained the fuck out of him, didn't he?
And now, it's my turn.
KO Kin, that fucking pig! Close to it. This fucking pig is going KO Kin times 10.
Tis done.
No small amount indeed. Oh.
Well, we seek to go where even the Allegans did not. It was never like to be easy.
Yeah,
The rest
Alfino.
is up to you, Alize. The treatment itself will take time and focus, so we will need a quiet room. I'm sure our hosts can spare one.
They say it was your new last name, so it must be protected. You're about to be the pig off of Seven Deadly Sins. What was its name? I can't remember. Oh, with flappy ears.
It may be a while before we return, so I would ask for your patience and your faith.
I'm out of both of those things. You better have brought bubble gum.
We'll bring Gabu back. You see if we don't.
But yeah. Reminds me of a mix of gosh, that Digimon in the Digimon movie with like the flappy ears like that, but also the pig from Seven Deadly Sins. I can't remember the thing. Angela Bond's like first form. No, not even that one. There was another one that was even more familiar. Angelamon's first form that TK had kind of reminded me, but that's not the one I was thinking of, actually. What was it? Oh, man. I can't remember now. To the dungeon with you? Shouldn't be too tough, or too much longer? That's good. Sounds fun, though, also. Thank you so much.
'Twould seem our part is played. Let us find a place to recuperate while we wait for news.
Let's see, what was its name? That's definitely not it. I was hoping I could see the name of the Digimon next to the Digimon I was thinking of, but unfortunately, no, I cannot. It's gonna be a lot harder than what I'd hoped. That's okay. Angelo? Nah. There was like these two twin Digimon in the first movie. And like one of them like ends up going further with the story, and then one of them ends up just being evil and just you never see it again. After this, you're on the quest for the dungeon? Nice. Your Final Fantasy character's last name's Angelo? That's cool. I did not read what they had to say. Oops.
For years, Eorzea has labored to find a solution to the primal problem, without success. Any hope that tempering could be reversed faded long ago. I myself had given it up as impossible. Given up on the tempered and the light corrupted alike. They were problems to be tolerated, or else eliminated, I believed. And to think otherwise was pure naivety. Childishness, even. But Alize refused to give up. She struggled and she struggled. And her efforts were rewarded with a way to bring back Halric. And now countless others may no longer be beyond salvation. However much we bicker, I have the greatest respect for my sister. Had I half her stubbornness, nay, her unwillingness to accept the status quo, I would be a far better person. A far better scion.
Yo, bro, we can't be comparing ourselves to anybody. We be we. And we adjust to thee. I made that up, but it sounds good. Well, if it's any consolidation, she is in all of your work.
She told you of my graduation thesis. How very embarrassing.
You know.
Nonetheless, it is comforting and not a little surprising to hear that I'm still capable of impressing my sister. On the rare occasions I'm not annoying her, that is.
Kind of half and half on that one, I think, but there she is. Aetherless.
Alize, are you all right?
What's his face took too much.
The treatment. Did it work?
Or she took too much during the treatment. Or both.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you all. Delighted, happy, glad.
What the fuck?
Gaboo!
All they say, though, is like fucking almost dead. Can't even talk. Happy, glad. Questionable moment.
All this time, my mind was filled with thoughts of Great Father Titan. But I never forgot about Mother and Father. Always, they were in my heart.
So weird.
Ever, always.
That it has that like helmet thing on its face, but its like mouth is like right between its eyes. I don't know. It's messing my head up. It looks like a catfish monkey.
So I tried to focus on their faces. Theirs and yours. Alize's and everyone's. And I found that I could remember. One thing, then another, and another.
Your hopes reached Gaboo. They helped him to hold on.
He sounds like a Final, or not a Final Fantasy. He sounds like a Dragon Ball Z villain.
So proud of you, Gaboo.
Gaboo.
I couldn't have done it without you, Alize. Can you help the others too? Cure them, heal them, help them?
Yes, we can. All of them.
Without wishing to dampen the mood, I feel compelled to add certain caveats regarding the viability of the treatment for general use.
From Ni no Kuni? Kind of. I can see that. Sounds similar from Ni no Kuni. Almost made you cry. Almost zombie.
As you know, reversing the effects of tempering demands a profuse amount of ether. And while Alize was able to heal Gaboo alone, I fear the same will not be true for those who exhibit more advanced symptoms. Moreover, the treatment's effects are limited to the soul. It offers no succor to those whose very flesh has been altered through prolonged exposure to a primal's influence. All of which is to say that we cannot save everyone.
Maybe we can't, or maybe we can. No one gave us a hope of saving Gaboo, and yet here we are. We must find a way to treat as many as possible.
Then The next logical step would be to produce a veritable army of Porkses, would it not? Granted, it seemed a simple enough process in the first, but I suspect it will be different here in the source. Not that I am any authority, of course.
Yet there is an authority on familiars to whom we may grudgingly turn. She's stubborn, haughty, eccentric, irascible, laconic, annoying. And her name is Master Matoya, the real one.
Yeah. That's how one describes one's mentor. An army of piglets.
I have to go now, Gabu. But the people here will look after you, all right? And I promise to come and visit you again soon.
All right. Thank you, Alize. Thank you.
Doesn't seem to care much at all. Just like, yeah, well, I'll go back to like stealing fruit and shitting wherever the hell I want to and being in corners. It's what I did best after all. Alright. So, is this the one where it actually starts the dungeon? The trace of Wire's smile is visible in Ishtila's lips. As she will be at pains to remind us, I have paid Master Matoya a visit since... I have not paid Master Matoya a visit since returning from the first, but this seems a good time as any. Come, let us make for her cave. This is the one? Okay. It'll be my last quest for the night then, if that is the case. I'm gonna take a very quick restroom break as soon as I figure out how the hell to get to this cave and whatnot. Go to Edelshire? Okay. Quick moment. Sorry about that. Let's finish up here. Like master, like pupil. So she's closest to the Gervanian hinterlands. Could not have just went to the Gervanian hinterlands? Hop on? What the fuck mount is that? How did you get a random, like, Cerberus-esque mount? I also don't know how to hop on. The Boja Savage? I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. I'm guessing it has something to do like the relic stuff, eh? I'm guessing. I don't know, but I hear the Boja and I just think the Savage content or whatever with that. And if it's relic stuff you gotta do, then yeah, it's just well. We'll never get it, sorry. To everyone who might have their hopes up. I will... Nope. There's some content in the game I'm just so upworth about, and then there's some I'm just like, any MMORPG, really. Only because I do live a normal life, so, you know. Gosh, I'm so ready to get a new controller this weekend. It's so annoying. Don't need the relic, but you need to do Boja. I don't see how you do one without the other, but maybe you can, maybe you do. I don't really know that whole jazz. I take it you're ready to bear witness to the joyous reunion of master and pupil. Very well. Hopefully there's another voice acted cutscene. That'd be amazing. What up, blind lady?
Nary a word from you all this time, then you bring every man and his pirogo with you. Did no one teach you any manners, girl?
They were too busy teaching me etherology, Master. Jesting aside, I wanted to be the one to express our gratitude.
You also have the cruise chaser. Is that the other one that was?
I'm told you spared no effort to sustain our bodies while we were away. And for that, we owe you our lives. Thank you.
You were gone so long, I was starting to think you'd set your heart on staying.
It wasn't easy to leave, as it happens. Seldom does one have the opportunity to study other worlds, and I would not have minded extending my stay by a handful of years.
Ever the scholar. Y'shtola dedicated herself to studying ancient civilizations of the First, befriending a tribe known as the Knights Blessed in the process. There she took on the name of Matoya and won the respect of all the children of the forest.
Uh-oh.
I merely adopted an alias in accordance with the custom of my hosts. Yours just happened to be the first name that came to mind.
You mean to tell me you went gallivanting about using my name and only bother to visit when you need a favor? And don't pretend you don't. I taught you long enough.
Alphino, you son of a bitch.
Indeed. And devoted pupil that I am, I could not fail to recall my master's sage advice. When the answer eludes you, look to the wisdom of your elders.
You there. Were you going to introduce yourself?
Probably not. I just kind of like hanging out. Oh, wait, you're talking to Graha. He does need to keep his mouth shut.
Grahatia is my name, and I'm proud to call myself a scion.
Yeah, you know.
I too wish to offer my gratitude for your invaluable aid in sustaining the Archon's bodies, as well as my apologies. It was my inexpert summoning spell which endangered their lives in the first place.
Well, she isn't old, Minato. She might have forgot. I mean, come on now. Sometimes, like, you know, it's a little exciting to reintroduce yourself to old people. Like, hey, and you thought you made a difference, but then they're like, who are you? And you're just like, you explain, and they're like, I don't remember that. And you're like, oh, okay. I set fire to your bushes like 4 years ago. And then sometimes they remember that one, though. So you gotta be careful.
Ah, yes. The one bent on digging up the mysteries of Alag. Old Galath used to speak of you. And Kryles told me all about your recent exploits.
Kryle visits you? That's weird.
Do you have a bad back or something? At ease, boy. Whatever mess you've made, I'm not in the habit of dwelling on the failings of the younger generation.
You are too kind. I've also heard much and more about you, Master Matoya. 'Tis an honor to finally make your acquaintance.
Surprised you actually had the memory you do. Just saying.
Well, that's more than enough pleasantries for anyone. Tell me what you want. I haven't got all day.
Anything I want? At the moment, oh gosh, what would be the best thing ever right now? A taco salad taco bowl with a nacho taco salad taco bowl. That would be ideal. That would be amazing. That's what I want. Sorry, I am very tired as well, so bear with me. And this controller again. My plan is to get a new one this weekend, but right now that we're still doing with the same fucking crappy one. What the hell? The Nintendo controller, I doubt it, honestly. they connect differently. Like my controller usually used for my Switch is like wireless, and
So
for
that's the way
PlayStation
of it.
it's wired.
It should be a simple enough matter to make the familiar. The magic, on the other hand.
Come on now. Alright, let's...
Ah, that you may leave to me. Being the only one possessed of royal blood, I alone can imbue the subject with the necessary magic.
So I just need to create boxes with the power to stir the soul.
There you go.
Just, I say. Though we're talking about a veritable herd of the little buggers, we'd collapse. But if I could get a familiar to create the familiars, a mother Porksy, as it were.
What a way to look at it.
Seems I haven't seen the last of that moldy old hole after all.
Yeah, well, not yet anyway. I'm so tired. Bear with me. I am so tired. Like the next dungeon? Gosh, I'm trying to make it to it. I hate to say it, but I'm trying to just make it to it. I'm so tired. I hate to say it, but you're just gonna have to catch me tomorrow on it. I'm tired. I'm way too tired. I've been falling asleep all night long. Like 2 minutes. I'm sorry, zombie. I'm sorry. Those 2 minutes will have to be in tomorrow. I'm that tired. Like I'm dozing in and out. I will end up falling asleep during everything. Get some sleep. I need to sleep, and I want to do the dungeon so bad, but I'm so tired. And I'm sorry. I really am sorry. Like, my goodness, I want to do the dungeon tonight. I want to do it last night, but I've really got to get some sleep. It's either that or I'm falling asleep during a dungeon, and I don't want to do that either. Hopefully you can catch us tomorrow, zombie. I'd love to have you tomorrow night. I mean, passing like the free company over and like you know, obviously the dungeon we couldn't do tonight. All that would really help out, but I'm so tired, so done tonight. Hope with me that I could actually get some rest. I really need some sleep. Last night I couldn't get any sleep, unfortunately. But thank you all so much for everybody watching. I really appreciate that. And again, hopefully you can catch me tomorrow. That's going to be really awesome, and I really appreciate that. But until next time, everybody, I am just out of here. Hopefully you can catch me tomorrow night. I will be playing more Final Fantasy 14. But until next time, I'm out. Good night. Take it easy. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, but I'm so out of here. It's not. I'm very tired. Good night, everybody. And until next time, I'm out of here.